This video is going to be a Jak-A-Boo movie review about a comedy movie called Taco Shop from 2018. So get ready to not laugh. Alright, we're back. So, my review. Who cares, right? Internet's filled with voices, that's why it's a nightmare. Everyone can have a voice. I'm just another asshole with a voice. I don't watch a lot of movies. I usually do, podcasting. I create my own content. I listen to other podcasts, radio shows. I do watch a few TV shows here and there. But recently, I decided to look for a movie I haven't seen before. And I gotta tell you guys my two favorite types of movies to watch. One, I like watching comedy movies that are supposed to be funny, and they aren't funny at all. And I like to watch horror movies that are supposed to be scary, but they're not scary at all. And of course, I like comedy movies that are actually funny. But I was in the mood to watch something that was supposed to be funny, but I can tell by reading the description of the movie, because I watched this on Xfinity On Demand. I think it was on HBO Comedy, I believe. And sure enough, I saw it. It said Taco Shop. I read the description, and I said, yes, let's do it, baby. So, let's get to first the premise of the movie. And I'm not going to get to every single detail. The premise of the movie is the main character. He's not your typical looking Mexican kid. Now, this is going to sound stereotypical towards Mexicans, but let's be honest. I see a lot of Mexican guys that are short. There are a few tall ones, rare. But he's like this tall, handsome Hollywood hunk type of Mexican guy. So good job, Hollywood. You always pick the best looking for your movies. And pretty much he's the main character. He works in a dollar taco restaurant. And he's getting ready to quit his job that day to start his own taco restaurant, a gourmet type place. But his mom loses her job that day. She got laid off, which can happen. So he decides to be a good son and give her his savings. And he just keeps working, right? So he's working there, and then across the street, there's some rival gourmet taco people. And of course, it's a comedy movie, so they're like wacky, goofy villain type movies, like a Home Alone or something. And they start going, now if this sounds familiar, there was a movie called Good Burger. Some of you's never seen the movie before. That movie's from my childhood. Kenan Thompson, a lot of people like from SNL, and Kel Mitchell had a show on all that, a segment on all that, called Good Burger. And of course that turned into a movie. And they had these villains, that started their own restaurant. They go back and forth. It's kind of like that, but not exact. So pretty much the two restaurants are going back and forth, and only one taco shop can survive. And that is the premise of the movie. Now, here's where my opinion comes in. My sense of humor is obviously different than some other people's as well. I like wacky, goofy, spontaneous type of humor. And of course, I also like dark, edgy, offensive type of humor. Humor that offends people. And it wasn't really that it was a cheesy movie. No pun intended, because it was about tacos. But I thought I would like the movie a lot more because I love tacos. I make tacos at home, and the whole movie's about tacos. And I thought it would be more like the movie Waiting. That movie was pretty good, but it wasn't. So here's the problem I like about it. The number one reason why I like this movie is this guy right here, who played the villain. He plays the villain. He's the typical white guy. He's the idiot. He's racist. He's racially insensitive, and he hires a bunch of Mexican guys out of prison to pretty much work for him because they're bad, and he wants to, crush other competitions. But his jokes are just so bad and cheesy in the movie. I don't know if it was the character or it was the writing. I think both, because there's one point where he says to one of the guys, "You dirty-skinned people." And I love racial humor. Anybody that knows me knows I don't care if it's black people making fun of white people, vice versa. I don't care if it's brutal, it's offensive, it's silly. I love racial humor. But I'm like, really? That's the best you can come up with? Dirt-skinned people? I mean, it would have sounded better if you said, "You border-hopping spicks." Or you goddamn taco fucking, I don't know, something, I mean, you fucking taco-eating fucking illegals or something. I don't know. maybe I'm not as funny as I think I am either. But I don't know, something better, man. You're writing a movie, but it wasn't that good at all. So that character sucked. And also another part of the movie I wouldn't say I didn't like it, just it wasn't funny to me. There's some homosexual humor in the movie, which I have no problem with. For me growing up listening to things like Howard Stern and watching Jackass and all this other stuff, I have no problem with homosexual humor if it's funny. But there's an odd running gag in the movie where pretty much this fat guy here, looks like Carlos Mencia, blows a kiss to like this gang member guy who's played by a Hispanic comedian. I think he was on Yo Mama, and he was on one of those Hispanic comedy Latin Kings thing. But he pulls the guy over, and it turns out he's a closeted homosexual. He's one of like those tough guys that's kind of in the closet, but he won't admit it. So the whole movie, he's trying to get with this fat guy, and he makes the part of the movie that I thought was really stupid was he makes him and his friend kiss because the guy tells him he's gay and he has a boyfriend already. He's like, first of all, if you were a straight guy, right, and you had a gay guy coming on to you, and you wanted to get rid of him, why would you tell him you're gay? Wouldn't that lead him on? Wouldn't that make him want you just as much? It was so stupid. So him and his friend kiss like twice, and the second time it shows this fake spit touching, and it was gross, but it wasn't funny. And I was just like, that's so stupid. Another problem in the movie is, the stereotypical hot chick. Now I know you're thinking, dude, you have a problem with hot chicks? What are you, gay? No, I like myself a hot chick like everybody else, but it's just unrealistic. I'm not saying there's no cute girls working in a fast food place, but I've had like a dozen crappy jobs in my life, and I never worked with a girl is probably half as hot as this chick. But of course, on the first day of her working there, the main character romances her and starts making out with her. Because that happens in real life, right, Hollywood? Can you be a little realistic? No? Yeah, I didn't think so. So anyways, let's get to the positive parts of the movie. Now, I'm not just going to shit on this movie, because I did kind of like it. You might say, what? No, I'm not going to shit on it. I would say some of the things I liked about it was, number one, it's a fast-paced type movie, meaning there's no long, drawn-out, boring storylines. You can definitely get through the whole thing. I like the movie. I think it's like a movie you can watch one time and never again. My main problem is just the comedy. But once again, hey, a lot of people don't find me funny. I like to call them haters. Jack haters, okay? Because some people do find me funny. But anyways, so those are the positives about the movie. It's fast-paced. You can get through the whole thing. It's a decent movie you can watch. I feel like it's like PG-13. It's not like a movie you can watch with your kids. But kids, they all watch South Park anyways and stuff like that. Now, here's the part, before I get to the spoiling. The reviews of this movie were not good. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 34% or 39%, which means only 30-something% of people liked the movie, which means most people didn't, which is kind of bad. And I think IMDb gave it like a 3-point-something out of 10. Now, I watched the trailer for this on YouTube, and one person said, this movie was hilarious. I watched it 3 times, and 6 people liked that comment, which means there's 7 people in this entire world who actually think that movie is funny, and those people should be locked away. Okay? I don't know. But the movie's not terrible. It's a decent movie. I just didn't find it funny. Not that it matters what I think. So now I'm going to spoil the movie, okay? So for those of you who don't want to be spoiled, if you want to watch the movie for yourself, which I recommend, you might want to pause it. Actually, not pause it. You might want to stop watching this video, go watch the movie. I don't know if you can get on Netflix, but it's on HBO. If you have Xfinity, it's on HBO On Demand, the comedy section. I don't know why it's under comedy, but it is. And then come back to this part of the video, because I'm going to spoil it. I'm just warning you. I'm going to spoil Taco Shop. You ready? Okay. So the 2 rivalries are going at it. There's a little war that gets started because the manager of the good guys sends them over to spy. They find out. They put a big, dirty gangster Mexican rat, the bad guys, in the good guys shop. And long story short, they're going back and forth. And the health inspector, who's also played by a goofy, idiotic white guy, because that's all Hollywood thinks of white guys, he shuts both the businesses down. Oh my God. You mean to tell me one of them didn't win? They both lost? They both lost, everybody, because the good guys got shut down because the big dirty rat, and they kept having fights and homosexual things going on. And then the bad guys got shut down because the good guys put a bunch of dirty, poopy diapers underneath their trailer, and they did something else. I forgot. So they got shut down. So, of course, the good guy is sitting there with his hot chick he just met in a day. He's already got a girlfriend, guys, and he just met the chick not even a day. And his mom shows up in a nice car, and she's like, oh, guess what? I took your money, and I made an investment, and now I'm rich. He's like, I thought you said you lost your job. She goes, no, I never had a job. I was gambling. I thought you quit. So it turns out his mom was a dirty gambling whore, kind of like my mother. And she gives him this big check, so now he can start his taco dreams, his taco restaurant. So he starts it. It's all over the news. It's a big hit. Of course, his girlfriend starts kissing him. That's right. He met her one day, folks, and that's his girlfriend, because that happens. And also, she's a gold-digging whore. I mean, the guy's got his own restaurant, and she saw that check, so why wouldn't a woman like that, right? And that is pretty much Taco Shop broken down in 11 minutes, according to the time I'm watching on this video. So, once again, my all review, I'm not going to give it like a star or a rating. I would say it's worth a watch at least one time. You might say, why should I watch it? You shouldn't. Watch whatever you want. But if you're like me, and you like watching comedy movies once in a while that aren't supposed to be funny, just so the whole movie you can complain like me and go, come on, is this supposed to be funny? Like, I didn't chuckle or laugh once. I think the only reaction I had in this movie, there's a scene where one of the guys gets a rat stuck in his eye, like this giant rat. He's like, ah! And I was like, ugh. And that was it. Like, that was the only reaction the whole movie. I didn't chuckle. I didn't even laugh at the cheesiness. I didn't even go, ha, or what the fuck? I was just like, all right. Now, once again, I can write for this movie. My comedy is just as bad. So here's the pitch. Anybody out there needs me to write a low-budget comedy movie or a high-budget comedy movie, hire me. Because my theory is they hired probably some LA open mic comics who aren't that funny to write this movie. And I could be just as unfunny. I'll write the sequel to Taco Shop, and I guarantee I'll come up with a new premise and a bunch of other wacky stuff. There'll be taco puns and everything else, and there'll be a lot of funny stuff. So anyways, that's my Jak-A-Boo movie review of Taco Shop. As I said, as of right now, it's on Xfinity Demand. If you have HBO comedy, watch it. But I liked the movie for what it was. It just wasn't funny. I mean, but once again, there are 7 people out there who prove me wrong. So if you see the movie, watch the movie and then come back to this video. And I want you to tell me whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or maybe you won't watch it at all. But anyways, I might do a video like this once in a while. I do want to start watching more movies. So that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see ya.